I guess this is the harder part of the story, but what happened to Tenkuni? So my grandfather passed away, like about 40 years ago, 41 years ago?
He was 57, so that's a long time ago.
Right.
So
well, yeah, because I'm just guessing, because if he passed away right before I was born,
right, so 40,
I'm 40
over
going
40,
on 41,
yeah.
so that's roughly 41 years
Right.
ago. So I know there is still Tenkuni in Ginza. There's several other Tenkunis inside of department stores. Whatever happened to Tenkuni after he passed away?
So the Tenkuni, actually, Ginza Tenkuni is the one that belonged to my uncle, my mother's cousin had it, which was on the Ginza Avenue.
Got it.
And that one continued. And this, I think Hatoko, which is like my, uncle's son, came back from, I think, England or something and took over. I didn't have much of a, kind of contact. So, and then they had some restaurants in other places,
right.
And that is Ginza Tenkuni, and we are called Kobikicho Tenkuni. So Kobikicho is an old name for the area. My father ended up having a actual restaurant, and that one I think they building that also it was beautiful, all this building, but took down and built a small building like 6 stories.
Okay.
Yeah, and they lived on top and had a restaurant, ground floor, something like that. But they weren't too much in that, business, and so they retired. So that left my father in Takashimaya department, still called the Kobikicho Tenkuni, but it was in department, and so he pretty much became the one that succeeded that line. So there are 2 lines of Tenkuni,
okay.
Ginza and Kobikicho. We are right. Kobikicho.
So I'm a little confused. So he did end up being the sole owner of.
Yeah, because my grandpa retired, and my uncle, my mother's brother was much in business because he was captured and hostage.
Right. So the one in Ginza, on the Ginza Dori, that one was separate.
Separate.
The one that your grandfather worked at and co-owned, ultimately he took over, was separate.
No, he owned that all the time.
Yeah, but you said that your uncle retired, so therefore your dad took over.
Right.
That meant he was a co-owner.
Yeah, but they closed that restaurant. They couldn't.
Well, then what did your dad take over?
So the Takashimaya one, and there was
the one inside the. Okay, so they closed let's say the flagship, but then he retained the one inside Takashimaya, which is a very
it's a
really expensive
yeah.
department store. It's like saying you're having a restaurant in Saks, perhaps, something like that.
And then they had a Takashimaya in Shinjuku area, and then I think they opened in there too.
Right. I believe that one is still there, and there's one in, I want to say Chiba or Saitama, also in a department store. When I was living there, I saw it. I might be separate, might be somebody else.
Yeah, so
right.
Our business is gone. We closed it.
Got it. So when your father passed away, there was that business
well,
is gone?
Actually, my cousin was going. My mother said, I said I go back because I like the business. I wanted to be Okami-san. But I've been living here in California for so long. And then my mom said, no, you stay. Like, okay, I'm not good. But anyway, so she left there with my cousin, who was the Shu-chan. You remember Shu-chan? Yeah, but he unfortunately passed away very young. So that was the end of it.
Okay, so I understand. So basically the business was in your father's hand when he passed away. Instead of going to you, the heir, it went to Shu-chan.
Yeah, because that he could have been the, successor, right? Because he was the son of the older.
Original.
Yeah,
kind of owner.
Tsuyuki, yeah. He was a
Tsuyuki line.
Yeah.
So he took over. That makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, so it went to the son of one of the owners who had previously given the restaurant full control over to your father.
Well, yeah, after my father passed.
So then, yeah.
My mother gave.
So it kind of did like a sideways where it was.
Yeah,
Tsuyuki
so he went back.
Went over to
Shimada
and then back to Tsuyuki.
Right. But
then the sideways step is because your father married into Tsuyuki.
That's right.
Okay, that makes some sense. I was always confused about that. I always thought that I was the 5th generation, would have been the 5th generation lineage.
You would have.
Well, yes, but I thought it was all under the same
lineage.
But it kind of is, but there is a little sidestep where, no, there isn't, because your mom is.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So then it is not a sidestep. It's
No.
just the male heir shifted. It
Right.
shifted from male to female.
It's
on
a typical thing, you know.
Right.
But my uncle, her brother died also, and then my mother, instead of giving to me, asked me to come back. She said, no. She gave to his son, which is my cousin, Shu-chan, you met.
Yep.
But he died
Vaguely
young.
remember. I met him when I was.
Oh, he came in a
5?
Cadillac to a mountain. It was nuts. Anyway, he was a nice guy.
All I remember is their house.
Oh, they had a beautiful
And I
house,
remember going to a ryokan.
He was a good soul. He was just being liked so much, but not much of the, businessman that, and then passed away too young before he, complete